Hi, this is Dan and the Future Holds Crypto. So in this video we're going to talk about the current events that we have been going through this week. We're going to also have a quick market overview and we're going to talk a little bit about XRP and Ripple and the current situations, because there were a lot of discussions in this area, especially with high-ranking officials from Ripple saying that they are considering moving from US. We're gonna also show you a little bit about the predictions from the World Economic Forum at the end. But let's start with the market. So if we look at the current market cap, we see here that Bitcoin is still on $13,000. It's a good price. let's be realistic. It's a good price. It might have come as a surprise in the last few days, but Bitcoin did a good move upwards. We see that most of the others are in green. We see Ethereum with 7.6% upwards trajectory. We see XRP with a 6.7% percentage upwards increase as well. We see Chainlink with 12.3% and others as well. So there have been a good couple of days for crypto in general. However, keep in mind it's the weekend. In the weekend, markets tend to stagnate or not choose a direction, because the beginning of the week or during the week we see major movements. So let's look a little bit, that this is not financial advice by any means. This is just a passionate guy talking about what's happening on the market and learning with you guys as well. By the way, don't hesitate to leave your comments and opinions. I really don't I don't mind if you guys have a different opinion. I would actually like to hear your opinions in general and see, maybe have a discussions on them. We can certainly do that, because I always try to keep an open mind, and if someone brings a good argument, of course I will take it into consideration. By the way, if you do like my videos in general, please hit the like button and subscribe to my channel. This is just a hobby of mine and takes some time. I really like doing it also, however, because I think this is actually a very interesting domain. It's an emerging domain. It's full of passion, full of growth, and you will be only seeing it growing further. I am 100% certain of that. In one way or another, this will be growing much bigger than it is today. The technology itself, but also cryptocurrency and crypto in general. Now we have a lot of those going on. What cryptocurrencies will live or will make it in the next couple of years, that is something else, and we'll have to see the journey together. However, don't forget to subscribe, like the video, and don't forget it's not financial advice. I am not a financial advisor. I'm just a guy that is learning with you and trying to expose his view on the situation and what he has learned in the couple of days before the video. So let's move further on with the video. Let's go back to the Bitcoin and the market. Let's say we have seen a good growth in the past couple of days. Now you know that sometimes I like to watch some indicators from Trading Central, and it has been interesting to watch them. This is not something that I make any plans from these indicators themselves, but they seem to have a good feeling of or not feeling, but they seem to show a good direction. I mean, they're also wrong, and keep in mind that these are only indicators. The market can react in any other direction. However, I do like to take a look and see what they say. So let's start with Bitcoin. So Bitcoin on the 1-day chart, it still shows $14,000. And that's a good thing, because we know that if it reaches $14,000, we can see bigger values and on short term. Now, if we look on Bitcoin on the short term and 30 minutes, basically, we see that they show we might see a retracement, and retracement is to $12,000 and $500. This is interesting. This is not something major, it's crypto, it's Bitcoin. It's something that we certainly can see very easily in this market. It will be interesting to see in the following days what happens, but bear in mind, this is a possibility. We might go a little bit down and then bounce up further. If we look at Ethereum, for example, let's see what it is. Here on 1 day, we still have the same pressure to go to $520 on 1-day chart. And on the short term, on the 30 minutes, you will see that it goes to, it shows, they predict to go to $390. Let's look at the S&P 500 on the 1 day. It still shows that it will go to $3,700. And Dow Jones, for the 1 day, it still shows 30,800. Not, I think I said dollars earlier, but it was just an indicator, but whatever. Okay, so this is it for Trading Central. Keep in mind, there's indicators, things might change very fast. However, they seem to have shown an interestingly enough accuracy in the last few weeks. This is why I'm looking on them, just out of curiosity, and see how things evolve. My opinion about day trading or trading in general. And you should watch my channel for market cycles and accumulation phases. I'm more of a fan of trying to see when it's a good accumulation phase in general and have multiple entries of accumulations. I'm kind of a dollar cost averaging, and also when we'll be facing a bull market. Hopefully we started one soon, soon enough. But if you have multiple entry levels, you also should have multiple exits. Don't try to hunt for the lowest lows and the highest highs. Anyone that tells you that they can identify those, they're just run, because nobody can. So that's why you should have multiple entries and multiple exits, an entry plan and an exit plan. Okay, that's it for the markets. Now let's go a little bit on the whole Ripple situation. That we had a big news last week, and actually let's recap. Let's recap. Since the beginning of the year, we had the following situation. We have the banks being permitted to custody crypto. That's huge. That's absolutely huge. We had the first crypto bank created. That's Kraken. We have central banks all over the world considering having central banks digital currencies in place. 80% of the central banks all over the world are actually considering this and running tests, doing studies and stuff like that, of which 40% are actually playing around with POCs already, and from each China already launched its central bank digital currency. So from my perspective, I've seen this narrative. Everybody's saying in the other countries, not China, but they're saying, "Oh no, we're not. We haven't reached the decision yet. We are just considering running experiments, doing studies, etc." From my perspective, this is all 100% happening. I'm not having any doubt on that, because it is a competition. After one guy starts to do that, they will try to not lose the game, and they're gonna be competing. And the one guy already started, and it's already launched. So that guy is China. So it will happen. When? I'm not sure. What are the implications? That will remain to be seen, and a lot of speculations around it and stuff like that. But it's a big thing, because this actually represents the evolution of the centralized systems. Bitcoin is the representative of the decentralized systems, and Bitcoin is the first decentralized system to that extent in the world. So I suspect there will be a very interesting clash between the centralized system and the decentralized system. At first, they tried to mock it. Then they tried to ban it. Then they said they managed to see that they cannot do that, and they will try to control it from within. They will see that they cannot do that either, and at one point this decentralized system will eventually emerge, but we'll have a long way from this on, whatever. We'll have some time to see this evolve. But in any way, on the short term and medium term, I think that central bank digital currencies will be bullish for crypto in general. We have seen PayPal saying that they will support cryptocurrency. You will be able to buy, sell, and hold cryptocurrency on PayPal. Will you hold your private keys? No. So basically, they will hold your Bitcoin, your cryptocurrency for you. Basically, some people are upset that you don't have full control. Well, okay, I get that, but on the other hand, it's not that bad. It's not that bad. I mean, it's just the first implementation. They're going in steps, and that's how they should go. Doing an MVP, delivering the most important part on the market, and then improving on their product. However, this will impact the market in a big way, because they are a trusted company and they have a lot of reach. So this is another huge news. You know that in the first part, PayPal won't, at least from what we have read, what I have read on the internet, I see that XRP is not one of the crypto that will be available on PayPal, and a lot of people were upset on that, and they were actually wondering why. And actually, to be sincere, why I at least for a couple of minutes, or seconds, whatever, minutes. Let's be fair. I had been going to the same thing, a little bit of what's going on. Why not XRP? And then thinking back of what I've seen a couple of months back, not months actually, August, it's October, September. Okay, months. You can say months. Time flies. So I've seen something on the internet, on the news Bitcoin.com. In August, New York regulator fast tracks 10 cryptocurrencies, and you see here a list. Coins approved for custody: Binance, Bitcoin Cash, Ethereum Classic, Ethereum, Gemini Dollar, Litecoin, Pax, Paxos Standard, Ripple, XRP. This is for custody. Coins approved for listing: Binance, Bitcoin Cash, Ethereum, Gemini, Litecoin, Paxos Standard. Maybe this. I'm not sure here. I'm just, of course, speculating, but it might very well be the case where Bitcoin, actually PayPal, is trying to play the safe route, meaning that it seems that they're going on the bank route. I mean, they're not doing anything than custody crypto, buying, selling, holding, buying, holding, selling crypto. They seem to be following the same custodial model that banks were approved to do. And looking at this list, it seems that Ripple was not approved for listing. So they might very well try to go on the safe path or the regulatory clarity path. That's one thing. Another thing will be that they are also trying from another aspect to get clarity more on XRP, because you know that Ripple has a lawsuit that has been going on for a long while now. It's related to the fact that XRP to clarify if XRP is not a security, is a security or not, and that has been lingering for a while now. So probably after that is clarified, this will be clarified, and then we'll have more clarity, and other exchanges or banks or PayPal will be will have better clarity to list XRP as well with the others. So that's my take on it, and actually I think that Brad already gave his opinion. Brad Garlinghouse already gave his opinion on the why PayPal did not include XRP in the new crypto business. So the Ripple CEO Brad Garlinghouse has recently aired his opinion on the reason why the international payment giant PayPal decided not to list the fourth largest cryptocurrency by market capitalization, XRP, with the digital currencies it will allow in the new crypto business. I will see here. He noted, PayPal, I think, has said the plan to go live with Bitcoin and Ether, and part of that goes back to the regulatory clarity. If you are a company looking at investing in or building upon a technology like XRP or like other digital assets, if there's not a regulatory clarity, then you're likely not to go with the ones that are clear. And that's what you've seen. I think not just with PayPal, but certainly others in the marketplace that say, I'm going to start with Bitcoin and Ether because they have the good housekeeping seal of approval in the United States. In other countries, frankly, like Japan, you see much broader base where there is a level playing field, and you see multiple participants achieving success in that market. Additionally, in a tweet shared on the 21st of October, in response to PayPal's announcement, Garlinghouse said the fact that the payment behemoth won't allow users to transfer digital assets to other wallets in disappointment. Well, yeah, that's something that we went through in the previous video. Let's actually go to his page. So you see here that he has actually tweeted some responses to what happened in the last period, including the US is out of sync with the other G20 markets. It's critical for Ripple to have a level playing field in order to compete with global stage. The United Kingdom, Singapore, Japan, Switzerland, and UAE are at top of our list because they're providing clarity and transparency and consistency. So yeah, this is as a response to a Bloomberg article where they are making it quite official that they are considering to move to another country, and this is actually an interesting point. I also have Brad going on Bloomberg Live.
I'm getting from what you're saying that very much options to move to a different jurisdiction would be on the table. Are you serious about making Japan the new home for Ripple?
You know, Japan has been one of our strongest markets. We have a very successful partnership there with a group called SBI. They're actually our largest outside investor, and the CEO there, Katao-san, has been an innovator and pioneer in a whole lot of things around finance and technology or fintech. So certainly Japan is one of the markets we're looking at because there is clarity, and I think really Japan is an innovator and pioneer, a very successful partnership.
Are you serious about
the government?
I'm getting from what you're saying that very much options to move to a different jurisdiction would be on the table. Are you serious about making Japan?
So yeah, as you can see, this is an ongoing situation here. And if you have been watching the latest news, I mean, this has been evolving for a while now, and Ripple has and Brad Garlinghouse has been participating in the DC FinTech Week, and he has interviewed there, and actually part of it I also have it on a previous video of mine. He's also talking about the fact that the lack of clarity on XRP is creating a lack of advantage or a disadvantage to Ripple, because it's harder for companies to grow on this. So let's say that you have an ecosystem that already has the approval on the United States government, and you can build on that system, on that ecosystem. You basically, most of the people that will go in within or to build on that system will go there because they have the approval or clarity on that part, and they think that it will not have a big risk on it because they already have the approval. If XRP doesn't, that will create a big discrepancy, and people will be more reticent or not as open to invest or grow on XRP or Ripple infrastructure. And he's also saying that this will be creating in time. I mean, even if it's, for example, from tomorrow, if they say it's okay, basically as long as you're delaying this, the much bigger difference you will have between XRP and the others that have been had received this approval from the government a couple of years back already, because they had time for others to accept it, to integrate with it, to play around with it, because they have the stamp, the approval. And that they're saying that this is actually lack of the level playing field. So this is why they're saying that they are considering to move. On the other hand, I'm not necessarily understanding exactly why they're saying that moving to another country like United Kingdom or Japan or San Francisco, not San Francisco, they are in San Francisco, or basically in general to move to another country. If I don't understand why this will be a big difference for them, or what they will gain from this. And you see here that they already have a couple of offices everywhere. Not everywhere, in 9 locations, big ones. They also have in Japan as well. Be right back. Sorry, my toddler just woke up and I had to put him back to sleep. So we were talking about Ripple and the fact that they already have a lot of offices. Yeah, I'm not necessarily sure what they would achieve if they would move to another country. In terms of there will still be an independent XRP foundation. So I don't think. I mean, I don't have a lot of expertise into this. To be fair, I am sure that there will be legal implications, taxes, and stuff like that, and other things related to where your main center of operations is. But definitely, I think that's. I don't see, for the moment, I just don't see what would be the benefits of going to another country with better regulatory clarity. I mean, what are we seeing stopping them right at this point? Because if, for example, it's better regulatory clarity in England or in Japan, what stops the ecosystem to grow on XRP and with Ripple? Maybe I don't understand the legal framework or the legal system very well. Please comment or give any indications on if you have any knowledge on this or any opinion on this in the comments below. That's actually would be very helpful for me as well. But for the moment, I don't see any benefit here. So That's why it leads me to believe that for the moment it seems to be like a power play, because what I can see here is an image disruptions. It would not be a very good image for United States and the government in general if a company like Ripple would move to another country because of lack of regulatory clarity and stuff like that. So I also think that it is a good, interesting play that Ripple is doing right now. They're certainly drawing attention to them, and they're putting a target on themselves. But it will be interesting to see how this plays out, because, as I told you, I think this seems to be like some kind of power play or something to get the attention or something to try to move things forward. I do, however, understand their frustration. This is actually the third cryptocurrency on the market, because I am not considering Tether. I don't care about Tether, which is actually a stable coin, and it's printed like fiat. So I don't care about Tether, but it's actually the third cryptocurrency, and it doesn't have clarity yet. They have that lingering lawsuit that is going on for a while, and nothing has happened. It takes too much. I really understand the frustration, and I actually don't get why it takes so much time to get some clarity, even if it would be considered security. It takes too much to have a decision on this. Come on. And I do, so basically I do understand the frustration, but this case I really think that it's under these circumstances where I don't understand necessarily what would be the implications or the benefits of moving to another country, I think that this is something like trying to get the attention or something like that. I do however understand that they are frustrated and they are seeing other companies or other ecosystems grow because they have clarity, and they are seeing this gap grow each and every day. They see this gap growing. They see this market evolving exponentially in the last months, because we have a lot of evolution in this part, but they don't have clarity yet on their part. So basically this is a big blocker for them. They are already seeing a lot of things moving ahead, and things that are benefiting other ecosystems, and I think they're frustrated because of this, and they see the gap getting bigger and bigger and bigger, and they're trying to do something about it. So yeah, that's my opinion on this matter. Before ending this video, I also wanted to I forgot to show you this at the beginning, looking at the Bitcoin, going back to Bitcoin. Something interesting here, because we are at $13,000, right? So to understand this is an interesting price range to be at, because we've been a couple of times here. Look at here. Look here. We've been here. 13,000 in December 2017, right? We have been on the way down in January 2018. And then again only in June 2019. We had a week here in July 2019, and now. So very few places, very few points in time when we actually been in this location. So it's certainly something to watch for, and I think that now you see that we just basically hit this week here. After we treat this basically this is treated like as a resistance now, but after we hopefully we'll be switching to support. If we switch to support here, then definitely we might see new all-time highs, or actually reaching the old all-time high soon enough. Maybe even this year. I have no idea, but definitely is a possibility. And if you look here, so we're in October, right? So remember that in October 2017 Bitcoin was at $6,000. Look at how fast it grew. However, also remember that it was at the end of the parabolic bull run, and it has a much steeper ride at the end. I mean, look at this, much steeper ride. So we might be somewhere. I mean, not might, but we could be very well at the beginning of the new bull run. But this is something that we should keep continuing to watch. By the way, this is a reminder here, but definitely. Consider that we also have the U.S. elections, we also have the pandemic going on and stuff like that. So we might have some interesting things to see in the future. We might see pullbacks. However, I also see that Bitcoin started to decouple from the stock market and gold, because gold is going down. So it might be interesting to see when Bitcoin decouples from S&P, from stock market, from gold, because that will be an interesting point. So this might already start. I do think that basically these movements are very well related to the Bitcoin halvings, and actually these are driving the things that are driving, because when the Bitcoin halving is it is happening, the complexity it takes twice the time to mine Bitcoin on the same hardware. So this creates a lot of adjustments in the market in terms of a lot of things, and in terms of how much Bitcoin enters the market, and in time this adjusts to also the how much Bitcoin is needed on the market. But definitely something to look at. And remember, in the past we had having in 2012, 2016, now in May, and this is something that I was looking at recently. If basically from the first halving to the all-time high afterwards, we have 371 days. After the halving in 2016, we have about 510 days, and we are now having another halving. So if, for example, I was trying to find the similar point in time, and it was a while back. I don't even remember when exactly why I did this, but I copied the fractal here in September, and I put it here, and it seems that it was pretty close to follow this fractal. If it goes to the all-time high in 2021, we will have 570 days, and you will see here that this, at least that we have a different kind of theories here in terms of when the market cycles. And you can watch my previous video on market cycles and accumulations phases. But definitely it might be also related to what happens after the Bitcoin halving event. So in some degree, for example, people are saying that it takes more time, or the cycles expand. The first cycle or the first cycle between the halving and the new all-time high, it was 371 days. The second one was 510, The third one will be, well, 570. It is kind of expanding. I'm not sure if this will happen. Maybe this will go more. I'm just playing around here. Don't take this too seriously, right? But it will be interesting to see. The yellow one is just a copy of the old fractal. This is the real one here. But yeah, it's just something to watch for. It's interesting to play around with it, definitely. So now let's go to the World Economic Forum. Seen something interesting here. Give me a second. So I've seen an interesting video. You'll own nothing, you'll be happy. Basically, some predictions from 2030 from the World Economic Forum. 8 predictions for the world in 2030. So yeah, I mean, definitely some good predictions here, but the first one, it is very funny. if you catch it like this without any context. So the World Economic Forum predicts that in 2030 you'll own nothing, but you will be happy. Well, not necessarily I don't want to go into the full discussions on this, because I know there are two school of thoughts here. There are people that are more into doing independent stuff, or trying to go more into renting and stuff like that, not to create to go too dependent on a location, so they can move around and be more independent from that perspective. So that's basically a lifestyle. But however, there are the other people that are actually keen on owning something. I don't want to get into necessarily too much into details here, but I do think that from some perspective, I mean, you should really watch my previous video on the hidden history on hidden secrets of money. That also shows the history on the monetary system, the financial system, different cycles of economy in the history of the world that we know it, the differences between fiat and real money, actually fiat currency and real money, and basically based on that history where we might be at this point, and the ongoing narrative from very official and very trustworthy sources on the global economic reset. So you should really watch that video. But definitely, if there, I've seen a lot of interesting things or opinions lately. So consider this only as an opinion. Maybe it's stupid, maybe it's not the best one. However, I feel that central bank digital currencies are something that will happen. It's just a matter of time, and I also think that this will help with the velocity of money. And it is very much needed, especially in when you have a lot of money printing, and especially when you want the inflation to grow. I mean, I think they are trying to do inflation, but they are fighting with the deflation. And if they are eliminating the deflation and they're going with the inflation, especially if they have a network of digital currencies, they might be much better prepared to do this across countries and do something that is much more calculated in terms in sync with other countries, not to be create different or very big discrepancies between currencies, because they can sync up very easily if they have this network, especially with digital in general. So they might be able to do inflation much better than now and control it better. If they need the velocity, and I have the feeling, or from what I've seen until now, correct me if I'm wrong or shoot a comment below, but I think that velocity of money will be helpful, especially when you're printing money, a lot of money. So if everybody is renting, it will guarantee that at least once per month there will be a lot of money going around the world. But that's something I found it funny, especially if you see like this, the prediction for 2030, you'll own nothing. So that was at least the funny part of this video. Let's see how there's a lot of time till 2030. Things might evolve completely in another direction. Let's see how this goes. But considering from what we see now, it seems that they're trying to do to build this narrative. Another thing that I wanted to show is that we talked about in the previous videos about the Great Reset, and this narrative is growing to very official channels or very trustworthy, big sources like the World Economic Forum. The IMF calling for the Great Reset, or another Bretton Woods moment. The royal house from United Kingdom as well saying the same thing, and we have this on the international cover for Times Magazine, the Great Reset. So this will be interesting. We are living interesting times. We are living dynamic times. Don't forget that if you are prepared for this, these times might be very. They may present a lot of opportunities for us if we know how to deal with them. I'm not saying that I do, but I'm trying. Also, don't forget that. We talked about this in previous videos as well, but I think this is where we'll be watching an interesting time here. We are watching the birth of decentralized systems. We are watching the evolution of centralized systems, and CBDCs are actually an evolution of the centralized systems. And basically, what happened? The beginning, they made fun of the centralized systems. I mean, the first implementation was Bitcoin. They made fun of it. Then I think that they will try to dismiss it. Then they will try to control it from within, and then they will try to integrate with it, and then it will evolve to a point where it will be growing more than the centralized systems. But this, I think, it's on a long term. We'll see how it goes. But definitely, it will be a very interesting very, very interesting evolution between and evolution of the decentralized systems and the integration and how it hits the centralized system. So we will be having some fun times here. Let's see what happens. First of all, thank you for watching this video. Please don't forget to hit the like button, subscribe, share with your friends and family, and as always, see you in the next one. Have a great day.